Hello everyone, welcome to DJ Stuff Videos and DJ Stuff YouTube channel. Today we're looking at the Denon DJ SC Live 2 and SC Live 4. In this video today we are going to focus on the SC Live 4. Why? Because there's not too much differences between those two units, because you have, like you see here, you have the jog, for example. You have screen on the jog for the 4, but you have no screen on the model 2. You have two channels on the model 2, but 4 channels and 4 deck, of course, on the model 4. You have 2 mic for the model 4, 1 mic for the model 2. You can have an auxiliary input on the model 4. You don't have that. We will see the layers connections for the model 2, and it's that. And on the pad section, you will have only Q, loop, and roll with 2 bank movement. To have for example, the odd Q 1, 2, 3 on the first bank, and 5, 6, 7, 8 on the second bank. But you will have those little differences. What you have both in common on those two units is that you will have those speakers, like it's the same company, Denon, Newmark, Akai. They are sharing all the technology, the screen technology, pad technology, or speakers technology. So you have that on the Akai MPC, you have that on the Newmark Mixstream. So you have little speaker here. You don't expect to have a great sound like monitoring, very expensive monitoring or something like, but you will have very good speakers with bass, good bass to vibrate your table, but it will be better than the speakers on your computer or something else. It will be cool at first, but of course, maybe in 6 months or 1 year, you will buy a pair of monitoring. But first, when you buy this unit or the Live 2, it will be very cool to have your first speaker inside the unit. So cool to have that. But don't expect too much. It's good, but not excellent. So on the front, you will have the same between the Live 2 and Live 4. You will have your 2 jacks output for your headphone, the quarter jack and the little jack. And the main difference is on the back. For the Live 2, you will have the power adapter, the power port, USB port for your computer for Serato Dj and Serato Dj, 2 USB ports for your iDrive or USB drive, a little USB sound, the SD card port, your master output with accelerometer and SEA, both are on the same volume control, and microphone input on jack quarter. On the Live 4, you will have the power on off. You will have USB port for Serato DJ, Serato DJ, USB port for your USB drive or SSD, for example. SD card port. You have a secondary booth output with a level control, with on-off on the front for the speakers. You will have a main output with XLR and RCA with the same level control. So 1 level for both and speaker, and 1 level for master, RCA and XLR. You have aux input with a little switch here to choose if you want aux or mic 2 with a quarter jack, and mic 1 with a combo quarter jack XLR. Let's see the parameter directly on the unit. First, you have to know that this unit is standalone, so you can plug your USB drive or your SD card and have some tracks on your folder directly on your computer on the unit, and you can analyze, make some playlist, etc., and play your track with analyzed track. You can also go directly on Engine DJ, and I encourage you to do that, to manage your playlist, etc., and export on on that USB drive or SD card and put it on your device. I've done 3 or 4 videos about that with the Prime Go, but it's the same software inside Engine OS, so it's not. It would be pretty the same, and so you can watch those videos to make your playlist, how to create a playlist, how to put some tracks inside, how to manage audio cues, loop, how to export it on the USB drive, or etc. etc. So everything is on those videos and in the description of this video. And after you put it on your unit, the SC Live 2, SC Live 4, and you're ready to go, no computer needed. You can directly play on it. You can also, because it's a controller, it's a standalone, but also a controller, you can plug it on your Serato DJ. It will unlock Serato DJ, and you can play with Virtual DJ, but you have to have your license for Virtual DJ. But it works here. For your track, you can play with your USB drive, but also you can play here. You will see sources on different streaming platforms, like the new one, Amazon Music, and the old one, Beatport, BitSource, SoundCloud, and Tidal. So you can manage your track. Be sure that all those tracks in your unit, when you will play and put some loop and hot cues, when you take your USB drive, make sure to save it, make a backup of your USB drive, because it's streaming music. So when you will power off your unit, everything will be lost if you format your USB drive. So make sure you make a backup, sometimes maybe one a month or one every 2 months, directly on your backup in your computer, on your server, where you want. Because if you format your USB drive, you will lose everything about grid, about outcue and loop. Of course, you will not use all your work with Engine DJ on your computer, but everything on streaming music, those ones here, you will lose that. So be sure to back up that. Let's put USB key. SD card for my example. Yes, and after, let's see the control center and all the settings. So on the control center, you can change your sources. You can add some. You can connect Wi-Fi, of course, for streaming music with Beatport, etc. Amazon. You can record your mix like that, just like that. And at the end, no, it's not here. It's here. Here, you can manage your light. If you DMX light, if you plug on your computer, you can guide. You can control your DMX software, and you have a shortcut here, a shortcut button here. So you can control your light, control panel. You can apply quantize or not. You can choose if you want to play your music continue or single each track. You can let's see a track to show you. Browse reviews, this one here. Let's put another track all here to have a beautiful screen. You will see you have view button here with a lot of difference. So it will be cool to play four track just to see all tracks here. So like I said, you can arrange the stop time, so you will have a long stop if you want, like that. You see, long stop, or very short stop. You can manage your crossfader, so you can have a little when you match 2 tracks, or directly very short. And you can enable FX. Why? Because when you have track, etc. on your screen, you will have FX here. If you don't want to use FX right now and you want more space on your screen, you can directly push FX enable, and you see here you will not have your FX. User profile, you will have a lot of information. It's cool here with the new OS inside Engine OS, because in the previous one, the old one, you will have to scroll your screens. Here you have every information here directly on the screen. So you will have the playback settings, track start position, default speed, notch sensitive, every settings about playback. Cue loop, you will manage the quantize part. So if you want to quantize at 1 beat, 4 beat, half a beat, quarter beat, etc, etc. Default loop size, default beat jump, every settings you will enter here, you can save on your USB drive, or you can edit them directly on your Engine DJ on your computer with your tracks, and you can directly take them when you plug your USB. You see, when I've done that, where is my source? Yeah, I will eject. Ah, yeah, it will cancel. Oh, it's not a problem. I will eject anyway. You will see. I will put another time. So let's put my SD card. It will ask if I want to take my profile. So the profile set it difficult directly on my SD card, or set directly on my computer. So I put yes, and I will have all my settings like I want. So again, I will browse some tracks for you. Make here, and after I can put whatever, it's not a problem here. Refill here, and the last one here. So again, user profile. After display, you can see track and warning when the flash is here. You see, if I plug here like that, if I push search, where is my track? Search at the end, it will flash here and flash here. So this kind is here. Safety, library, so key, BPM, etc. Deck colors, I can change my decks. After settings, device, I can choose to enable deck 4, deck 3, deck 4, Wi-Fi, time zone, etc. Screen brightness. Mixer, a lot of information here. You can change the parametric high and low to be the good frequency when you want to not to take too much middle. When you change the low and the high, you can change if you want to isolate or just normal. The filter resonance here for this one here, this guy. The noise here, the level of your noise, etc, etc. Mixer aux, you can choose to send directly on the speakers, directly on both, or directly on headphone. You have the EQ, lot of things. Services, you can choose to enable or not the streaming service, and about is just the update, and you can update your device directly with Wi-Fi. And at the end on the screen, let's see the views. So I can choose to go directly on browse or on my decks, and with the shift button, this one or this one, you can choose layout, and you will see there is it's why I want to add all these tracks. You can have this layout with all the tracks, very cool here if you like vertical waveforms. This kind with 4 deck here and 4 deck here, you see, or this one with the playlist it's the loop. It's here, the playlist here, and the tracks here. Or like I like here, just 2 tracks, the 4 general tracks and 2 tracks when you play the tracks here. Of course, when you choose the track 4 or the track 3, you will have 4 and 3 here. And it's okay, let's play a track and let's see the mixer part. So you will have the gain control here. After equalization, like I said, you can have normal and you will see, let's go to mixer and let's go to normal. You have little sound because the attenuation will be near 26 40 dB, minus 40 dB. You can choose example for the bass. When you cut, you will see here. You see, I cut more medium, and here less medium. You see, it's very cool. So EQ, filter resonance here. You will see I have a normal filter here. It will kill if I put bleed. You will listen little bass or little high, but I prefer kill. And with resonance, I prefer with no resonance. Noise, you will listen to the noise just alone, so you will have that. And you can change the volume control. And it's cool, this noise, because you have a little reverb at the end. So with the music, okay. After you will have your PFL section, so you can choose every channel if you want, just 2, just 3, what you want. And you can also have your little Q mix control, so little balance between what you hear here and what you will hear on the master section. You have the volume and split Q to have a mono master on the left and Q PFL master on the right. You have faders. I think they have no curve section in the screen, but you have, we saw that, the crossfader here, just on the control center. And you have, of course, little selector here, little switch, allow you to cut the crossfader on the A when it's B, B when it's A, or through no modification. Let's see the volume control. So you have your master here, your speaker here. Let's hear. You can. I made a recording with a recorder of the speaker on the Numark. If you want to listen to those speakers, here is the same. You can listen to the Numark video, and you will see. You will have a little feeling about the speaker. But now I will just with this mic. Let's see what it's done. So like I said, it's not a great monitoring, but it's great. It's great. It's not a problem. When you buy the unit first, it's cool. So volume here, 2 volume controls with the mic. You have the EQ directly on the settings. You have toe cover on and off. You have aux 2 with the mic 2. You have to choose behind. You have main selector, main volume control. And it's all. After, let's see the FX. So we will not see each FX, you know the FX with the previous videos. So you have echo, delay, hole like a reverb, ping pong, autogate, flanger, LFO, phaser, LFO filter, crush, roll, reverse roll, scratch, reverb, and voila. So each FX can be done with those FX here. Let's see an echo, for example. An echo at half. Of course, every FX can be done post fader, so you have the feedback of the echo. And I just see that I didn't talk about the echo and wash. So let's forget those FX here, just those two here. Sorry. So you have this echo. We can tell that it's a speed echo because here you have to choose your echo, and if you are here, it's difficult. Here you have a very fast echo. Of course, it's post fader, but the music at the end it's still here. Contrary at the wash, it will be like an echo reverb, but you will have a fading at the end, so it's pretty cool. And now let's see the FX here. So echo, delay. I really like delay because you can do both manipulation. You can add the delay like that with the filter, for example. Or you can add it directly like a pass. Etc. etc. After we can make, I like the reverse roll, for example. And at the end, for example, a reverb. And every FX, or a lot of FX, have two parameters. For example, for echo, you will have beat and feedback. So you choose beat here like that, or feedback here like that, etc. And certain FX like reverb have just delay. You don't have beat. Reverb don't have beat. Doesn't have beat. Excuse me. So it's cool to have two parameters like that. And it's done for the mixer part. Let's see the deck part. So you will have, of course, your jog with the information on the SC Live 4, not on the 2. So it will be some information like the beat, the BPM, time, the same time, so elapsed or remain or elapsed. You will have the deck information, so 4 or 2, here 1, 3, and you will have the needle like a turntable. You see the needle here to scratch if you want, and if you are at the end like that, you will have the flashing like the red flashing here. You have play pause. You can adjust your cue where you want with the shift button like that. If you want. You have a beat jump. You can choose the size here with the shift button. So for example 16, and you will see it's very, very cool. Let's see here, for example. No, here, because I really like this part. Or if you want to repeat just the little name here, you see. Let me make you Let me make you Let me make you etc., etc. After you have the trap skip, so allow you to have the previous track or next track. You can have a search here with the shift button, but of course it's better to choose with your finger. Deck select here, you have a sensor, so it's a little reverse, but the music still play underneath. But you have a real reverse here. After you have a first loop section, so you can have a manual loop in out. You can decrease, increase the loop. When the loop is done, for example this one, I can move the loop with the shift button. So to the left, to the right, etc. And of course I can do an auto loop. You choose the loop length here, for example 16, and I have my 16-bit loop. When it's done, we will see after, but you can record it directly on the loop section here. So if I go here, for example, I can recall my loop, and I can active or disactive it. Let's see after. On the right you will have the vinyl mode, so you can scratch or not on your jog, so you can have the bending, so deceleration, acceleration, to match the phrase of your tracks. And you have bending here too on the side. And when you will have vinyl control, you will have scratch on the platter and bending on the side to match two tracks. You can sync two tracks between them, or 4 tracks if you want, tempo sync. You can key sync too, so you can sync each key with another track. For example here it's the leader track is here, but if you stop and play you will have the leader here. So if I push sync and key sync, I will have on this track, I will have 119 and 5B for the key, for example. Okay. You have your large pitch here, allow you to make good manipulation for your tempo to match 2 tracks if you don't want to use the sync button. And your the range can be changed here with the shift button. The range is here, so I can have minus, plus 4, 8, 10, 20, 50 and 100. And of course this tempo can be changed with the key lock, and you can move your tempo and not your key. So without, you will have that. And with the key lock, so no key changing. You have a pitch bend here, allow you to make the same thing, bending here, but with the button here. So deceleration and acceleration. And at the end, this little button just before the pad section, the little button here, sleep mode, allow you to make manipulation, but the track still play underneath. So when you try a break, for example, like that, you see, your track is not playing and you jump, you are not jumping on your feet, you know, but with sleep mode, it's like I never touch the pause button, you see, etc. But you can also make this with, for example, a backspin. You see, when I make a backspin, I'm always in the past. But here, and for all cues, for example, I can jump and the track still play underneath. Let's see the grid edit, but here, because I don't want to touch the grid here. Let's see on this track. You see, if I make pause, and you will see the grid, it's the analysis of the track from engine. I push long push, and you will have the edit here. So I can reset, I can change the first beat of the track, so each beat 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, etc. You can multiply and divide by 2, and after you can push down. So if I move the platter, you see my grid is moving like that, and after you click done and it's done. So it was the grid edit and after the pad. So like I said, you will have cue loop roll on the live 2, and you have bank to choose between the 1 2 3 4 and the 5 6 7 8, and you have all 8 pad here, so you can have cue loop roll and slicer. Let's see that directly with this track. So hot cue, it's little point you can choose, you can record directly on your track. You have 8, so for example this one, and this one, and you can record it like that. And you can select shift to erase it, and you can have all you need. After you have a loop, so like I said, you can make loop here, manual loop. Here you can do manual loop 2, one the in and the out point, in and out. You can erase it, and you can move and decrease and increase and decrease the loop here. You can adjust to the active loop or not. You see, if I push here, in, out, disactive. When I jump here, you see it's inactive. But if I push, it's okay. After you can push another time on loop and have auto loop. You have 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1, half, quarter. When you're okay with a loop, you can touch another time here and record it like that, for example. And if I record it, I can decrease. But if I jump out and take hit, I will have my 8-bit loop. And you can erase with the shift button. After you have roll. So roll is the same as a loop, but the tracks still play underneath, like if you choose sleep mode if you want. So let's do here and here. So you can have one here and decrease like that. You have 2, 1, tierce, half, tierce, quarter, and 1/8. Etc, etc. And after you will have the slicer. So slicer is a little 8-bit loop, and you can recall each on each part a certain beat of your loop. For example, half a beat, quarter beat, etc. And you can adjust the beat directly here, your repetition. Let's see here. So first, you have to choose what beat you have. For example, here. Okay, I have 1 beat, but I can do half. Okay, on the repetition. This part, the slicer, can be the 8 beat, the next 8 beat, and next and etc. But it can also be the same 8-bit loop. You will see. Let's see here. For example, you push 1 and twice, and you see you have no blue, it's green. Or let's choose another. Sometimes it's not cool. Here, it will be cool. Etc. And we are pretty at the end of this video about the SC Live 2 and SC Live 4. It's a standalone. We talk about the controller mode. We didn't see that in this video, so it's now. So the SC Live 2 and SC Live 4 can be in standalone with USB drive, SD card, or Wi-Fi with streaming music like Amazon Music or Beatport or Tidal. But you can also take it with your computer, plug it, and it's working on Serato DJ and Serato DJ. Now we're going to see the Serato DJ. It includes the activation of the Serato DJ, so you have just to plug and it will work. I don't have any license for virtual DJ. It's why we're going to see on Serato. So let's power on and let's see how to switch to controller mode on Serato. So first, of course, you plug on USB and on the back with the B port on the back. After you go to menu, source, the little computer, up, yes. We're going to wait a little bit to be directly on Serato DJ, and it's cool because you don't have to to install any driver. I just plug my cable and it actives Serato, and here we go, we are here. So let's see my playlist. I don't know why it's touch screen on the left but not here. You have to choose with the little knob here, but you can touch, you will see the waveform, etc. And I don't know why, but you don't have the big waveform here, you just have the waveform here. I think it's maybe because Serato, you have two waveforms on it, I don't know. So let's see my track. This one, yeah, let's put both on deck 1, deck 2. Of course, you have deck 3 here, deck 4 here. You have all the information on the deck, 2, 4, etc., etc. Let's play it. And you see, you can touch the waveform here to go inside the track if you want. And after, it will be the same as the standalone mode. Just put in mind that you have no touch here menu lightning because you are on the controller mode, but you can touch view here and have, you see, layout like that directly on the screen of Serato. And layout is for the playlist, etc. Let's put like that, and I have my horizontal waveform. Okay, and in the deck part you will have the same, so Q, loop, roll, slicer, Q, with or without slicer. The loop is little different because you have to choose your loop, the length loop here, so maybe 16 for example. Here you choose a button and you have your loop. So I can jump to active loop or not. You see, is here it's not active, so I have no loop. But if I touch here, it will be active and loop. I can choose my loop I want. After roll, and slicer. With the length. So the same. You will have the beat jump with 1 beat. I can have 8 beat if I want. It's the same thing. I can have the search here, but I think it's better to have with the touchscreen. You can choose the deck. You can choose sensor and reverse, and look, it's pretty cool because you have sensor here, but you can have also reverse, and if you put a sensor on a reverse, you have a normal mode. I pretty like that. You have scratch or bending, so everything is working. You have sync, key sync, everything is the same on the unit between standalone and controller mode on Serato DJ. And it's the end of the Denon DJ SC Live 2 and SC Live 4 video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask under the video in the comment section. I hope you like this video, this one, and see you next content. Bye bye everybody, ciao.